What's going on, YouTube? This is for Fact and Fiction, and today I'm going to talk about the Austin Dam disaster of 1911, or the fate of the Austin Dam. But before we continue, if you're a big fan of storytelling, podcasts, or just fact and fiction, you came to the right place because that is what I do. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you turn on all notifications so you won't miss out in my future posts. Without further ado, let's get to it. The Austin Dam, or what's left of it, is located in Austin, Pennsylvania, was built in 1909 out of concrete and failed in 1911, making its operational lifespan only 2 years. It is one of the many examples of poor and sorry engineering design that will go down in history as one of the most worst dam failures in U.S. history in terms of fatalities. This is the actual ruins of the Austin Dam, with of course me standing in front of it. The concrete structures have been severely eroded by years of rain, cold weather, and wind. And also the concrete structures have also been in the same spot since the 1911 failure. So to go back a little, before this concrete dam was built, there was an earth dam that was built around the early 1900 time frame to supply water to the Bailey's pulp and paper mill that was built around the same time. This earth dam was very small and did not supply enough water properly for the needs of the mill. Over time, after lots of rainfall, the earth dam failed and broke loose. No death toll was reported. Now to go forward to the creation of the concrete dam in Austin, Pennsylvania. The concrete dam was created for the need for more water supply for the Bailey's pulp and paper mill, which was built in the 1900s and owned by George Bayless. The dam was 50 feet in height and 540 feet in length, with a total water capacity of 200 million gallons and a cost of $86,000 to construct at that time, nearly $3 million in today's inflation. What I'm about to tell you is where the horrific problem started and the poor engineering decisions that caused the Austin Dam to break apart in 1911, sending its massive water supply through the valley of Austin, Pennsylvania, killing 78 people and causing nearly $10 million in property damage. The dam originally was designed to be 30 feet thick at its base from the toe to its heel, but was only 20 feet thick instead because it was deemed too expensive. Also, it was too thin at its crest and near its spillway. To make things even worse, it cut more cost of the project and did not dig into the ground to create a vertical footing for the dam. So in case you don't know what a footing is, in the world of construction engineering, a footing is a concrete structural base installed into the ground after digging that outlines the main infrastructure and is typically wider than the main foundation wall that distributes the infrastructural weight into the soil after it is attached or laid on the footing. This anchors or holds the rest of the infrastructure into the ground and keeps the house, tall building, skyscraper, or even of course a dam from settling, sinking, shifting unevenly, or moving out of place. So the Austin Dam literally was not anchored into the ground. After several months after its completion and hitting full pond, serious problems slowly started. Water eventually started seeping from the base of the dam. Also, the dam itself started to bow by the pressure of the water, and cracks started appearing in the concrete, in which this was justified to the citizens of Austin that this was normal because the concrete was setting in. To relieve the severe bowing of the dam, a small portion of dynamite was used to blast a small space at the crest of the dam for excess water to spill over. Before the dam failed, the town's heathen, Cora Brooks, manager at the local brothel, or whorehouse, located upstream of the dam, saw the imminent danger over time and went around and warned as many of the town's residents as she could. Her effort was credited for saving hundreds of more lives. On September 30th, 1911, after a week full of heavy rainstorms, the dam failed. So before I continue, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button, comment below, and make sure you smash the subscribe button if you're a big fan of storytelling, either it is fact or fiction. Also, don't forget to turn on all notifications so you won't miss out in my future posts. So let's continue. The Austin Dam broke in about 9 big pieces by the force of the escaped waters. One of the parts slid down 50 feet while another opened like a door. The dam very quickly came from a solid dam into looking like a jigsaw puzzle. The rushing flood created a wall of water which destroyed the paper mill and a good majority of the town of Austin, which was so deeply in water that only church steeples could be seen. The slight slope of the valley caused the east side of the town to receive more damage. There were around 3,000 people in the town of Austin that day. 78 people perished in a horrific flood, along with an estimated of $10 million of property damage. The dam had problems and was doomed from the start. Before the Austin Dam failed, the residents of Austin suspected that things were not right about the structure and raised their concerns. Of course, the responses to their concerns was always justified with excuses, especially when it was told to the people of the town of Austin that the dam could never break. For damages and settlements, while some cases were dismissed, the Bayless Company ended up paying $600,000 in damages and fees to the victims and their families. Later on in the years, another dam will be built for the paper mill after it was reopened, but this time the dam will be made of tree timber. In 1942, after yet another series of heavy rain, that timber dam toppled over and burst. No death toll was reported. I visited Austin Dam ruins in 2024, and as I mentioned before, the concrete structures have been severely eroded by years of rainfall, freezing cold weather, and winds. Also, it was very interesting to see everything in the same spot ever since the 1911 disaster. I am no engineer or even an expert in engineering, but I did observe the concrete structures, and one thing I noticed was the concrete seemed brittle and of course unstable from within. It was like the concrete was not mixed properly before they poured it, and it was like it was rushed in the process. Also, I noticed by observing the ruins that there were a presence of big boulders that were tossed in the concrete, while back then they were pouring the concrete. They did that to cut costs, time, and the amount of volume of concrete poured. Doing this made the dam more unstable, and steel rebar still sticks out from the ruins that broke like threads when the dam failed. So yes, I can personally see why the concrete Austin Dam was doomed from the start, making it a complete engineering disaster. That concludes this video. If you're a fan of podcasts, storytelling, or just fact and fiction, then please subscribe and follow my YouTube channel. See you in another video, and thank you for watching.